Hey guys, this is your boy leozhontai coming back to you with another video. Today's topic video is going to be about the guild battle map change, and the map change is going to have a lot of missile units, and we still got that accuracy up. So I'm just going to talk about some units that may be overlooked, um, and I think a lot of people should be looking into some different units to use on this map because we're gonna have a lot of missile attacks come our way, and I know a lot of people are still gonna be using Dwayne and Ruin Stern, and yeah, they're gonna get eaten up alive. So today I just want to look at some units today that you may be overlooking. By the way, I cut off the music because I had a lot of problems with my voice and my music. So if you don't have, if I don't have the music playing, and I know you want to hear the music, I'm sorry, but I see a lot of comments was complaining about my music and voice. So all right, so actually I should look at formation because I got a little setup formation. So my first unit I'm gonna be talking about right now is gonna be Yerma. Yurma is a unit that was in the beginning of the game, and she kind of fell off a little bit because a lot of slash attackers, she don't have that much slash resistance, and uh, there's a lot of other units that was doing better, and then we had a whole thing with ice units, and now since we could balance kill off ice units a little bit better now, since we got a Mastery, Luwasa, you got the Lita out there. Now we should talk about bringing back Yurma again. The reason why I would say bring back Yurma again is because her initiate resistance towards missiles. As you can see, I have no gear towards missile right now. My Odin is built for slash. Um, and well, he's built for man eater, but he got slash resistance on him. I ain't put no missile resistance on him. So like just because she got the passive, she could boost when it's maxed out. She boosts her missile resistance for 45%. Um, and just showing you what it could look like if I use put some resistances on her towards missile. She could have a whopping 70%. And then if I use take this off, take these off. If I use the platinum robe, she can have a whopping 80% miss resist. So I think that should be you know, just 80% missile resist. She gonna take a lot of hits from missile units. So full comp runs into Yerma, yeah, they gonna be dead. Like without a doubt, they're gonna be dead. Cause one Yerma hits pretty hard, and depending on how you build her, I'm using Thief Lord because I want to get in a little bit faster, and you could build her with Viking lore, thief lore. You can even take out the unyielding protection and still use the thief lore and Viking lore, and she still will have a good 65%. So she won't get one shot by any means. She won't get one shot. That's my tender. She won't get one shot by any missile units. So far, um, and that will just be a great choice. I'm not gonna edit that out. My tender just pop up. Don't forget that. I'm not redoing this video. I'm just gonna go straight through. Uh, so right now I'm just gonna use Thief Floor and Unyielding Protection, and I'm just showing you some good espers you could use for this map. Is of course Odin, Death Machine. You got Ifrit. Even with the Death Machine, she's fairly fast, so she could get in very quickly. Um, I'm trying to see some other things with missile resistance. I think it was one of these Chobacos that got missile resistance. I'm not too sure. I think it was this one. I think it was the red Chobaco, and then the other one that got the slash resist. Let me look at it real quick. Okay, so yeah, so if you want to build red Chobaco towards uh missile resist, he could get around 15% missile resist, and you could put on some attack and do your thing. Um, so that's good. Especially when Nivulu is coming out, and she gonna be tearing up everybody from range. Um, that's very good. Another unit that I think a lot of people are overlooking is Odoa. Initially, she going to have oh, one second. The only weakness of Yerma that I'm thinking is her magic. So if people have little magic units, you could put on lower her faith. I got her faith high because I was doing some test builds with her. So you could lower her faith, um, and then put on a Finir, and then she'll have only 10%. Um, well, that being said, she could take she could kill some magic units if she got the good faith, the good enough builds. She could take some magic attacks too. Um, I'm also using this vision card, which have the missile attack resistance. So I just left that on Victoria. So pretty much you're gonna be probably anybody that got that card maxed out, you're gonna probably be using that. And another card to use for missiles. Of course, you got that MR card. I'm not gonna go into that, but I'm going for the UR card. If you're gonna use magic units, use the Mobius of Despair and Truth. That's a limited card. If you don't have it, that's just kind of tough luck. You're gonna have to work your way around things, or use the. You got another missile. I forget it. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. I think it's one of these. I got missile. I don't really. It's this one. Yeah. So cleansing the mind. You can just use that if you don't have any UR max. That's fairly easy to max. It will give you like 15%. You also got let's see. There's one more. Oh, I know it's up here. You go use Snow White Guard. That'll give you slash and missile resistance. So that's good to build up some resistance towards missile. A character I don't have up here is Whisper. Whisper got all around good resistances. I could see her being if you can't decide if you're fighting like a lot of mixed teams of magic slash and missile, you could probably use Whisper. I'm doing different builds with Whisper because I don't want to just keep using Spellblade. I'm tired of using Spellblade on her, so I'm just gonna go for like a straight Knight build, straight attack, build her up as high as possible with attack, and hopefully she could kill some units while defending off attacks. So that's the way I want to build Whisper. I'm tired of trying to use Spellblade, and I just feel like her magic's not good enough to do decent damage. Back in the day it was, but with all these gear coming out and they got like high spirit, and she's just not cut anymore. So her spell base not cut anymore. So I'm gonna be using a Knight so I can boost up her HP, and I'm doing different builds with Whisper. So I didn't put her up here because everybody already know Whisper got all around one of the best resistances. If you could do it to these characters, you could do it to Whisper. Another unit that I think a lot of people are overlooking is Odoa. She also have the missile resistance passive. Trying to pull it up. The raise the missile resistance passive. The missile resistance passive is very useful, raising your missile resist. And oh, I got self-sacrifice on. I'm gonna take this off real quick. So automatically, if you have a 20% missile resist card, you could probably put on Odoa. And with the missile resist card, which is pretty interesting, which I was thinking about today, is if you put it on Odoa, you gain. Where is that card? I got so many cards maxed out. Sheesh. Okay, right here. So you gain Man Eater. So even with this, you could probably do a Drain Force build with Odoa. It's not gonna be as effective if she used her own personal VC card for her Exorcist, but it still it still be effective. I mean, the only thing you're missing is 10. I mean, you're gonna be missing some defense and slash penetration, but the main goal of Drain Force is that Man Eater. You're gonna be missing 10% of that. But if you want to defend against some missile and have some good resistances, you could put this missile card on her. Have some. She's got fairly decent resistances, and you could put on either you go crease if you feel like you're gonna be running to like ruin sterns and sword units a lot, and you're getting tired of it. You could put on some the platinum helm. And if you're gonna be scared of our magic users, you could lower her faith and put on some magic resist armor. You could put on the. You got two choices of which helmets you want to use. You can use the golden helm or the Holy Knight shoulder plate. I will probably use the Holy Knight shoulder plate over the golden helm, but that's just me. Um, and then can give her resistances go all the way up. And if you put on the death machine on her resistances go to 75% on missile, and she get that some you could depend on how you build your death machine, you get some extra defense, and you use the Holy Knight plate, and then her resistances goes all the way to 83. So that's fairly decent, you know. She can almost mitigate a whole missile, especially if you give somebody else the card and then you put on um the Snow White guard, and then let's say I give deleted this card real quick. Her resistances towards missile could be extremely high, 98%. That's very good. That's only 2%. Basically, that's basically nullified. Like you're not gonna be doing any missile attack towards her, and she could still fare off against slash units and be okay. Um, so that's very good. I mean, you could put on this platinum helm and have over 35%, 90%, 35% slash, 90% missile. She's very there's a lot of different builds you could probably build with her. Um, but yeah. Oh, one thing about Yerma also, I forgot she could equip helmets, heavy helmets, but she can't equip heavy armor, which is funny. But she could also use the Dragoon helmet. Now, with the Dragoon helmet, this is the way I'm gonna. If I was to use Yerma, I'm thinking about using her. I'm gonna see how the guild battles and see what units people are using, and then I'm gonna adapt from there. But I'm thinking about like using like the Dragoon helmet. That way she could get a +1 move and then the haste, and then maybe increase her speed even further. The Hermes sandal, and then she just go in there, take some missile attacks, go in there, just start launching attacks out of nowhere. My Yerma isn't all the way built, so this ain't the strongest Yerma. As you can see, I got oh wait a minute. So she is all the way built. Okay. Got so many units. I thought she had she was job level 12. So uh Yerma could go all the way up in there with maybe if you have a tank, so he could tank away the slash attacks and magic attacks. I would I don't know, I might use even Evia in this map. Uh we'll see. Cause I gotta see what positions they gonna put the characters start off at, and then we're gonna adapt from there. But Yerma could get all the way in there and start just chunking those launch attacks at the enemies. Cause launch, it got a fairly good. It got range height of 2. She could go up there very quickly. Meet those range units and then start launching range attacks at them. Another unit, if you need a unit that's geared towards missiles, let's say they're using people still using Kane, which I think Kane should still be usable on this map because he got very decent missile resist, so people still gonna be using Kane regardless. You could use the Lita to counter all this. I mean, the Lita all around, he got good slash, he got good piercing resist, and he got fairly decent he got good, fairly decent slash resist. He got good piercing resist, and he got good missile resist. So you can go in there, build the Lita, any type of way. You could use the Igaion card, build the Lita towards even lower down his magic resist. He still got 30%. He could be a fairly good unit to trying to get in close range proximity with some of these. Plus he got Sentinel, Immortal Spirit, he could be a very good unit to get in close range towards some of these, missile characters. And I think we're still gonna probably see, especially he could counteract Rosa, um, one shot Rosa, one shot a lot of these units. But Rosa will just be my prime example of he could just go in there one shot Rosa, no matter what she's built like. The lead is gonna wipe her off the map. Uh, Because I don't think we got any water units. No, we don't got no water range units. Only ones we have is like SR rarity, and that's not gonna do nothing. Might die before you even get to the deleter. So another unit to talk about right now is Victoria. Victoria already have one. She gets to unit pretty fast. She got good jump. She got good movement ability. She gets to the range unit pretty fast. She got 40% with the initiate the boost from the vision card. She got 40%. She can get in there, jump, one shot enemies. She's fairly fast. And there's enough said about Victoria. You know what she could do. She could go in there. She could take a couple missile attack hits. The only thing you will have to probably watch out for is slash units. But depending on the slash unit, she could probably one shot them too if they get in her way. It all depends on the turn order, the positioning, who got the upper hand, who's gonna hit first. Victoria could do all of those things. Victoria's a very gonna be a. I think Victoria's gonna be a main threat on this map because the slash units gonna probably get picked off by the range units, and then the dragoon units like Victoria, Kane, they could get in there, jump on the enemies. Depending on your builds and compositions, they could probably one shot a lot of slash units, one shot these range units. Uh, and that's all depends if they get picked off because she still gotta watch out for Luasa. Luasa's gonna pick her off from range. If Luasa get her hands on her, Victoria's gonna die. Like she's not gonna survive unless you build her missile resist super high to the point where she could probably take 2 to 3 hits out of Luasa. But that's also dependent on how much chain. She's like the main target of like Frederica, Nivlu, Rosa. If they all keep chain on Victoria, she's gonna die. I don't think you could max out Victoria missile resist, and she don't have too much HP. So one thing to consider is probably using a zombie mask on Victoria, just so if she does die, she can come back and maybe jump on an enemy or two, or maybe dragon dive on an enemy, or who knows what she could do on this map. I don't know the position on the map. I couldn't find footage of where the position was going to be on the map, where you're going to start off at, but I know she's going to definitely be a threat on this map. Especially with a lot of missile units. I think a lot of people are going to use missile units after. I feel like a lot of people are going to use slash units in the beginning. Still use the slash units to see how the map feels, and I think a lot of people are gonna start getting annoyed that their teams are getting picked off by missile units, so they might start switching to missile resist, missile units, and you're gonna start seeing a lot less Ruinstern. Ruinstern is not gonna be able to take these missile hits for long. If they build Ruinstern for like defense and not to be squishy, he might take one or two, but he's gonna die before he probably get in their range for their hazard crash or whatever. A unit that's gonna be all around a very good threat on this map is gonna be Thancred. One, Thancred could go nullify all missile resist. Look at that. He don't even have armor on, and he already at 55%. Just with the vision card alone. His passive, he got 2 passives. Even Kane's gonna have a problem taking down Thancred one hit. If you really build Thancred for defense and missile resist and piercing, he already got 20% piercing. You're gonna have the vision card coming out, but it's gonna have some dart resistance. You build up those dart resistances. You put on some light. Uh, you put on some light. Light attack ups on Thancred. I feel like people are underestimating Thancred damage. Because in the beginning of the game, Thancred he was alright. He was okay. Like the people that have Thancred accounts, like in the beginning of the game, people that pull Thancred and they max him out. I was one of them, but at first, because I didn't know what type of player I was gonna be. I didn't know if I was gonna actually like this game or not. And when I was playing against when I started when Thancred came out, Thancred people that had Thancred, man, they was beast, man. Like I was jealous, so I started pulling Thancred like a madman. I maxed him like because I saw the power of his regen, his defense up, his Super Bowl, and free matches. It was ridiculous. Thancred was everywhere. Later on, and throughout the game progression, there was a lot of armor to protect against slash. Think rate damage wasn't cutting anymore. His resistances he was starting to get picked off, and then you had units like um Venera coming around, just one shotting people. Man, Venera was nasty. She was just coming there, lower down the fence, one shot. Thancred couldn't handle that. Thancred could have been barely hit her. The only how I could hit Venera with Thancred is if I use which I'm still gonna be working on very slowly. If I use Yerma Trustmaster, that's the only how I was keep taking out Veneers with, but it just wasn't enough, man. Like by time Ruin Stern and people had like 2 dark units, it was getting very annoying. A lot of evasion units. Sometimes they'll stay away from my blood boil, and then the next thing you know, they start picking me off, from range. Thancred kind of got put away a little bit, especially most of his attacks is slash. And I think that's what was the problem is, and a lot of people was building towards slash resist because no other damage in type besides slash was very like you had Sid run around everywhere. So a lot of people built slash resist to the point where Thancred damage was just it wasn't there. Like it was not there anymore. It was not cutting it. Like even if he went to Dragoon, he might hurt somebody. But then you had Ayaka out there just heal up, and then it was just Thancred was not cutting it as a DPS or as a bruiser per se. Um, his defenses was pretty good. He could take some hits. He got good HP. He could take some hits. He wasn't the fastest unit, but he kind of fell off a little bit. But now because there's so many different damaging types that people got to watch out for, his their attacks is not going straight to slash, like building out their max slash resist to have to the point where they can have like 75%, 85%. That's not the meta anymore. Because now they got Kane running around. You got units like Leela and Adil running around just taking out units with magic. You got units like Frederica with her missiles. So the only damaging type people are not worrying about right now is probably fist units. Until like Lorando, or whatever his name, the Fire Fist unit is gonna be coming out. I mean, you got Cecil in there with fist units, but it's just there's not enough fist units for them to be worrying about fist right now. But now people are not just gearing towards slash resist. Slash resist is still out there, but it's just not as prevalent as it once was because there's so many kings running around. So people gotta have a balance between slash, missile, and pierce now, and magic. People gotta watch out for their faith and how high they want to build their faith. I know you used to see XZ out there just come out there with a whole like 97 faith, and then next thing you know she get one shot with holy. Yeah, so people gotta watch out for those things now. So Thancred, his damage is not the highest. He's not gonna be but I feel like he's a good support unit. One, he got his Heart of Stone move. Gives you like 25 defense. That's very good. I wish his aura move, which I really liked, I use it on and off depending on how Thancred AI gonna act. Sometimes he might be able to pull off aura and then Heart of Stone. Well, I know they're gonna fix this AI, so maybe he's gonna start using Super Bold and all that stuff. But his aura move is pretty decent. It's just not as effective as Agrius move. The only difference is his got a little bit more range, but it's only one enemy. I mean one person that he could use it on. It's not like he could use the AoE aura move and everybody gets it. Could help be lovely, you know. His red mage sub job is, unless you're gonna be using magic users with Thancred, I would just not use red mage sub job. One, the only move I would use on red mage sub job is probably sleep, which I seen him use because I tested out. That's why I maxed it, and then I would just leave on Asuna just in case. maybe Kira, yeah, his magic is kind of low, but maybe if he's like far range, he ran out of maybe if you want him to do his little curas or whatever to probably heal just a little bit, and it's just not gonna do nothing really. His magic's too low for that, unless you put on the. I mean, you're not gonna have high face, so I wouldn't even worry about that. It's whatever. Resistant break is the number one move for his Reddit mage sub job. But that's like I said, if you're not gonna be using magic units, I wouldn't even put use red mage, especially on this map where you gotta get in close. So I probably move where you probably the mages probably stay far back or get picked off before you can get in close. Uh, the dragoon sub job is pretty decent. But most likely I'm just gonna keep it on Gunbreaker. Not everybody gonna have the idea back in the day when people using Dragoon and Gunbreaker together was because people was stacking slash resist and it was hard to hurt people with Thancred. Uh, one because the blasting zone was the casting time, which is if you get second mastery ability, it's not gonna be that much of a problem. But now since everybody starts building the resistances differently, um, we could start using Gunbreaker a lot more uh, sub job and use his other buffs. So all around, Thancred he can nullify resistances uh fairly easily. Like only thing you have to do is you could either just give him Death Machine. I want to give him some defense, give him some missile resist, and he already got 20 defense without any armor. Missile resist is already at 80. Enough said about that. If you give him the platinum robe, it's already at 90% missile resist. All right, and then if you give him the vision card, snow guard or white, boom, you're gonna nullify missile attacks. They're only gonna do like 1 damage to you. So that's nothing. I wouldn't even go that high using snow guard or white on him because there's no point. Like honestly, there's so many other vision cards you can use. 90%, he could boost. He could use aura. Just keep on aura, and he will use regen. And any damage that any missile attacks does to him, he can just recover from on his turn. Simple as that. I mean, you're not gonna be scared against missile attacks. The only time you're gonna be scared against missile units like Luasa, if they use soldier sub job. That soldier sub job, they will get some slash attacks. But even then, Thancred resistance towards slash and his defense, he should be able to survive those off and shrug them off. Um, unless they keep chaining on him. I still feel like a lot of people is not gonna give up Dwayne on this map. He's gonna get picked off unless they build him differently. Uh, I'm not gonna show you how to build Dwayne on this map. I mean, Dwayne, you should know how to build some units. Dwayne gonna get picked off if you don't build him a certain way on this map fighting certain enemies. You know, that just comes with any unit. Um, so that's just that. Uh, some notable.